And it's the big moment.
I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm not nominated, but I have goosebumps all over my body. So good luck to all of tonight's recipients. Just got to get through one more line and not cry. Okay. Prime Minister Scott Morrison, please tell us who is 2022's Australian of the Year.
Thank you. 2022 Australian of the Year is Dylan Alcott.
Yes! Woohoo! So we just heard the winner of Australian of the Year 2022, Dylan Alcott. Not only the first Paralympian, but the first person with a disability ever to be named Australian of the Year. It's just so awesome. And why for me? Well, like Dylan, I use a wheelchair. And like Dylan, I've been nominated for Australian of the Year. I've been Queensland finalist twice, in fact. In those 2 times in between, I went to the Australian Institute of Sport to train, to represent my country and do the best I could in swimming. And we took an excursion to Parliament House, where I walked through the big hall and I looked through a list of names of people who'd won Australian of the Year. There were people I could look up to model myself on, to achieve excellence. Not only did I see no Paralympians, only Olympians, more worryingly, I didn't see anybody like me, no one with a disability. And representation, it just matters so much. Dylan has just said in his acceptance speech, he's standing on the shoulders of giants. And it's true, because in those moments when I was looking in the book, I didn't ask if I was good enough. I started to ask, is this country ever going to be strong enough and reach a point of acceptance and inclusion and beautiful abundance where we can welcome and celebrate disability as the topic of conversation for a 12-month focus, with a platform given to someone who is Australian of the Year. And I have to say, I think that I really felt the country missed that moment when Kurt Fearnley didn't get up for the top gong a few years ago. A bit of a dead giveaway was that there wasn't a ramp onto the stage, and there was tonight for Dylan. As a wheelchair user, you get to work out pretty quickly whether you should write an acceptance speech or start partying based on whether there's a ramp. This is just massive for people with disabilities. Now we're going to hear all year what we've just started hearing from Dylan tonight, to listen to the people with disabilities and the opportunities that are out there for the entire community to benefit from ensuring that the 1 in 5 of us are part of everything that happens in this amazing society. What I think this shows is we don't have to have a future Dylan who talks about being a child who didn't want to be alive, who hated his disability and had to learn to love it. But he didn't have that. That was put on him by a society that said disability is sad, tragic, and negative. And now, finally, the achievements of people with disabilities are celebrated at the very top level in the land, alongside the other people who do incredible things. And that's what makes this so meaningful to me as a Paralympian and a person with a disability. Yes, I have met Dylan at our first Paralympic Games together, Beijing 2008. And I don't think he appreciated the advice from a older, more mature Paralympian trying to give him a bit of a help. We were on a charter flight back from Beijing, and we're about to land and meet the Prime Minister. As a gold medalist, he was one of the first off the plane, and I suggested he might want to brush his blonde hair. Needless to say, the resulting TV footage shows me the hair was not brushed, but the legend has continued, and it means so much. It really does, not just to Dylan, not just to me, but to everybody who's living with a disability. And by the end of this year, you are all going to see that, seriously, disability is hell yes sexy. Woohoo! Way to go, Dylan, and way to go, Australia, for saying yes and getting up there and make this happen.